Weekend Edition of Mocs News. I'm Krystyne Brown.
And I'm Emily Kulick. SGA has a project in the works to add a parking fee to students' tuition. The parking fee will be $10 and it will help build the parking garages projected in UTC's master plan. SGA President Bradley Bell says there are many steps to be made in order for the fee to be added, but it's ultimately up to the students. If students decide the fee is inappropriate, then an increase on parking decals is possible. The parking garages are to be built within the next 10 years, and SGA hopes to add the fee before then.
SGA is coordinating with UTC in order to get a food pantry started for students struggling for money. Bradley Bell, SGA president, met with SGAs from different schools for a weekend called Networking. It was there they discussed the concept of a food pantry. The concept would allow SGA to promote numerous canned food drives on campus. The food would be set up in the UC and provided for anyone who is in need of free groceries. Bell says there is not a limit to how much food students can take, and the student doesn't necessarily have to be financially eligible, but the whole point of the project is for students in need. Bell believes that with free food available, it will cut back on students stealing from the University Center and other stores located on campus. In order for the food pantry to be available in the spring, Bell plans to work with Shannon Smith, Director of Student Development, and Tim Johnson, Assistant Vice Chancellor for Housing.
This has been one of the most controversial semesters for SGA regarding viewpoints on issues raised during their meetings. In Tuesday's meeting, SGA proposed a bill before the Senate asking to reimburse Omega Psi Phi for their $486 purchase of suits in the second annual Miss Curvaceous pageant. The males were asked to escort females to and from the event. There was a long, drawn-out discussion on whether or not to reimburse a fraternity for the purchase of suits. The Senate debated back and forth on this issue, possibly opening the doors to buying suits for other organizations. In the end, SGA ended up passing the bill, and few members were not pleased. SGA has roughly $71,312 left in their budget for the year. They added the SOF funds to the remaining count.
The Perch will be hosting a listening party Tuesday, November 6th for the results of the presidential election. Mocs News will be doing a live coverage of the event as well. We'll be set up in the game room and in the Multicultural Center of the UC. Anyone is invited to attend. Damarius Wiggins has a new Interludeintermission piece that will bring to light some of ideas on importance of your votes for the presidential election. We have the Mocs Sports Minute with Brian Bass and Ashley Brockman coming up.
This week's Interludeintermission is more of a reminder for the upcoming election day next Tuesday. This is the first election for a lot of undergraduates, so I felt like spreading a little bit of wisdom among my generation. This piece is called Elect, so check it out on our Mocs News YouTube.
Good afternoon, I'm Brian Bass, and welcome to your Mocs Sports Minute. The wrestling team opens their season on the road this weekend, and the Mocs will compete in a quad meet at the University of Virginia and the Hockey Open in Salem, Virginia. Action begins Saturday, November 3rd at 9 a.m. Also, the volleyball team has two important conference matches right here at home this weekend. They face UNC Greensboro Friday and Elon Saturday as they fight for a solid position in the Southern Conference Tournament. Both matches will begin at 6 p.m., so come out to McClellan Gym and support your Lady Mocs. Finally this week, the football team looks to bounce back after a tough 3-overtime loss last weekend at Georgia Southern. They will go on the road this weekend to play Western Carolina. That game kicks off at 3:30.
That's going to do it for this weekend's edition of Mocs News. Be sure to check out our videos uploaded to YouTube throughout the week.
We now air on Housing Channel 98 and Channel 3, so tune in. Until next time, have a great weekend from Mocs News.